still for today, and I'm in the kitchen, and we're gonna make kind of a creation of mine. It's a broccoli and potato soup. It's fat-free, really low calorie, and it's warm, and it's comforting, and it's filling, because the director is hungry, and he wants something hot and comforting and delicious. So I kind of thought this up, and the one thing that is so funny is I was going to saute onions, and I had no onions, so I'm going to be using onion flakes today. So, okay, let me show you what we've got here. It's really basic. I've got 2 potatoes that I've cut up. I've got about 3/4 of a cup of fresh broccoli that I peeled the stem. I take a potato peeler, and I get rid of some of that heavy fibrous skin that's on the broccoli. I don't get it all, but I do get quite a bit of it. So I've got broccoli, which I held back a cup of, because I'm going to use that at the end to kind of give that soup, because it's a blended soup. This will give it a little bit of texture. I'm going to cut it up and put it in the soup. And then I've got 3½ cups of my Better Than Bouillon nut chicken base. And I'll be doing all the seasonings such as salt and pepper and that sort of thing when I have it blended up, when I'm blending it. So it's really basic. I mean, how basic can you get? If I had fresh onions, I would have sauteed them in a little oil or a water saute, but I don't today. So it's going to be fine, and actually it takes a whole step out of it. So in go the potatoes. In goes the broccoli. I'm going to add a tablespoon of the dehydrated onions. They're just chopped dehydrated onions, maybe like a little teaspoon more. And then I'm going to add the 3 cups of not chicken. Okay. And I'm going to get this all settled down in there. And I think I've got enough broth there, but you know, I don't think I do. I'm going to add about another cup of liquid, and this is just plain water. Yeah, that's looking better to me. I don't want it drenched, but I don't want it very dry either. So I would say the 3/4 of broccoli, 3/4 of a pound of broccoli, the 2 potatoes. I would say 4.5 cups of water. So that's what we're gonna give it. And I'm doing it in my Instant Pot today, which is just wonderful. I'm going to make sure that my valve is on vent, non-vent, sealed, right? And I'm going to cook on manual, and I'm going to give it 8 minutes. All right. Once this pot is done, I'm going to give it a quick release, and we'll be back. We'll see as soon as this is ready to go. There's a beep. We're back, and my pot is done. I quick released the steam, and here is what it looks like on the inside. And I think it's going to be... Oh, what did you do?
Huh?
What did you do?
Well, we're all fogged up.
I figured you would be. So anyway, I think that I'm going to take about a cup of this water out, because I don't want it to be soupy, you know, too soupy. I want it to be thick and creamy. So I'm going to start with just a little less water. Remember I put all that extra water in there? So anyway, I'm going to now take my immersion blender, which I absolutely love for stuff like this, and I'm going to puree this pretty well, because I have that little chopped up fresh broccoli that I'm going to stick in here afterwards. So I'm going to puree it, and then I'll come back and we'll season it up and taste it to see if I need any different seasonings, and we'll go from there. So let me start this baby on. I am done immersing, and boy, do I have a beautiful looking soup here. And actually, I'm so glad that I took that little, even just, it was just a little bit, but see, that's nice and creamy. Those potatoes really make it beautiful. And had it been too watery, I was all prepared, like with a cup of, I have almond milk, cup of milk with about a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, which I would have thrown in there, and that would have helped thicken it up and bring it together, but I don't have to with this. So we're gonna season it now, and I'm gonna put in, I think, that's a half teaspoon. I think I'm gonna put in 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and then a good shake of pepper, because we love pepper. Give this a nice stir. It smells really good. Doesn't it, director?
Yes, it does.
He's behind the camera. He's being so quiet, so nice. All right, and now I'm going to add that leftover 1 cup of broccoli, and see how tiny I cut that? It's just going to be in there, right? It's just going to add a little texture, a little interest. And
But
when
that doesn't get cooked?
it actually will get cooked just by the heat of the soup. What I'm going to do here, because we're not quite ready to eat, and if you were cooking this and you had the same amount of time, I'm just going to let it sit here for 20 minutes or a half hour on warm, and that'll really, help cook that little pieces of broccoli in there, but they'll still have a little texture. Now, if you wanted to do this without an Instapot, so easy to do. Again, like I said, I did not have onions, but you'd saute your onions, add your potatoes and your broccoli, and again, about 3.5 cups of broth. I think I had it right when I first did that. And you would just, you'd cook it for 20 minutes, 30 minutes until you have a really tender broccoli and potato, and then follow through with the step that I've done right here, and you're good to go. So we're gonna let this sit and just be on warm for about a half hour. And I do want to taste right now, real quickly, my seasoning to see how I've done. Hot. Man, I nailed it with that salt. Not too much, because that broth has salt in it too, so, oh, that's good. All right, half an hour. We'll be back. It's tasting time, yay! Okay, so I'm gonna serve up here, and the director is behind the camera, and he'll come around and give us a little taste test as well. I think this is gonna be very good. And if you like it, you're gonna get a whole bowl of it. This is just our sample. Now, you want chives?
Sure.
And pepper. You want more pepper?
Sure.
Okay, we need some pepper here. Okay.
Pepper.
Pepper and some chopped chives. Because potatoes and chive, that's what I'm thinking. Okay.
Looks nice.
This is very pretty color, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
so you're gonna put it on hold there, and you're gonna come around, and we're gonna taste it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. This is my own creation.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go. Well, that's good.
Would you do anything different?
Got a nice broccoli flavor, but it's got a wonderful potato base too.
Well, that's the nice about that potato, is that really thickens it up. So you don't have to add cream or starch or any of that stuff. And there's no fat. It's all healthy.
But aside from that, it's good.
I will put the recipe down in the description box. I'm going to cut back on that water or broth, like I had said. Just a little bit too much.
Cream or something.
Yeah,
in
it's
here.
very thick. It's very thick, very creamy.
And that is so good.
I don't recommend you get an Instapot, but I recommend you get an Instapot.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love that thing. It's super. All right, so.
Super. No pun intended.
Oh yeah. It's a go.
Yes.
It's a go. This is
delicious.
going down in my
I'm looking forward to a
cookbook.
big bowl of it right
I
now
am too.
myself.
I'm just so hungry now. Okay, everybody, take care. Tell your friends. Subscribe. Thumbs up. Love to hear from you. Anything else?
And pay it forward. Christmas time is a good time to do that.
Isn't that true?
Yep.
All right, everybody. We'll see you later. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.